Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 18 of the Talk to Boys podcast. Ari from Manhattan, Poppa Left, Jay from Florida in the building. So
I love the Knicks. I love them.
we did there it is. We did episode 17 on Tuesday, right before the Charlotte game. They dropped Charlotte. They dropped the Clippers and someone else. Who else did they drop before that?
Kings.
Yeah, Charlotte, Kings, and Clippers. So then they beat the Lakers. So 1-4 since we 1-3 since we shot last episode, coming off the 9-game winning streak. A lot to discuss, man. I see some players falling back into bad habits. Now we're no longer in 4th. I think we're in 6th as it currently stands. And we have a game against Portland tonight. So, Jay, what's going on? What are your thoughts?
Julius Randle, man. I can't figure this guy out, man. We kind of know that he got a little mental issue, but game to game, you don't know who's going to show up for you, man. It's like if you're an all-star, you're a max player, you're supposed to be the leader of this team. Jalen Brunson playing or not, you shouldn't be checked out mentally game to game. So moving towards the playoffs, man, I just hope that he can get it together and show up every night consistently, have a good attitude, not try to fight his assistant coaches or teammates, and give us what we need to win games, man. Like we said, man, we root for this team to win, man. We want to see them be successful this time of year. We're in a situation where they traded the draft pick. Shout out to the Mavs. The Mavs is a complete ass. We might get another one back, so that's a good thing. But we're rooting for success, right? It doesn't make sense not to at this point. But Julius Randle is my main concern. Can he show up every day? Can he be the same player every night? Can we get him to a point where he's reliable is my issue.
That's my concern for 3 years. Papa, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. I'll piggyback off what Jay said. I think with Julius, he's the X factor for the team. I know that Jalen Brunson's absence kind of magnifies how much he's needed, but Jalen Brunson is gonna be Jalen Brunson. He's gonna get to his spot. He's gonna score. I think the X factor for the team's success is Julius Randle. If you get two monsters going downhill, forcing the teams to collapse and creating mismatches, I think that gives the Knicks a chance to beat anybody. But if you have Julius kind of off his game, I think that creates almost a negative impact, and you can't really escape it. You know, Julius is going to play through his bad game, and he's gonna have a stinker. You can deal with those. I mean, all the NBA greats have had bad games, and they've looked much worse than Julius Randle's have because they're better. Right? Steph Curry, you know, if you think about Steph Curry against the Cavs in those series, he got neutralized by Dellavedova at certain points. Like, guys are going to get, schemed out, and I don't think that anybody on this Knicks roster is above that. But it's not about scheme. It's not about missed shots. It's about the mental state of your best player. You're down. You're actually up 1 at the end of the third quarter on the road against a very good team. You're battling all night, and then you decide to throw an elbow at Cody Zeller, mate. I don't know who it was. It's one of these Plumlee. Plumlee. You decide to get upset at Plumlee. You decide to get upset at the refs. You decide to get upset at the rest of your team, and completely tilt the energy out of your hands. Now, the Clippers would have lost that game if Randle keeps his cool. Right? That's not really the issue. The issue is the energy that you bring when things aren't going your way. That's a nasty habit, and those habits are tough to get rid of. And from the sense that, from the outside looking in, Julius Randle reminds me of like a kid in the school that, all the teachers are afraid of.
Right.
They don't got the balls to say, you know what, you're disrupting the class. Right. And you're the problem, and I have no problem telling you that you're the problem. And if you're going to disrupt what we're doing here, we can't have it. And I don't think that the Knicks are willing to have that kind of, head-to-head conversation. It looked like Johnny Bryant was willing to kind of just look him in the eye and and say, dude, like this right now is not where we need you to be. And to Julius's credit, he came back in that game and played the right way.
John did a good job again getting
Yeah.
to that guy. He just stepped right over Tibbs, man. These guys don't really feel Tibbs on that level. I think Johnny Bryant was able to like calm him down and rein him back in, and then came out the next game and had a good game.
And yeah, Julius came out the next game and was completely dominant. And D'Angelo Russell was schemed out of the game. You couldn't scheme out Julius out of that particular game. And he was the best player on the floor. So there's a lot to take in about these regular season games, but ultimately I think when it comes to Julius, yes, Jalen Brunson's absence magnifies his value. I think if you lose Emmanuel quickly, you might go on a 3-game losing streak as well. Like every single person on this team on the top end, whether it's quickly in the 6-man role, whether it's Mitchell Robinson, whether it's Julius Randle, whether it's Jalen Brunson, those 4 guys to me really have a sincere impact on how this team plays basketball. Right. And if one of them is out for the count, you become a regular team. And that's what you saw over these last 4 games.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Margin for error is razor thin on this team with the lack of superstars. So I couldn't agree more. For me, man, it's also Julius Randle, because you know how the playoffs are, man. We get into a tight, it gets tight down the line. 4-point game, 3 minutes left. Crazy road, Boston, Philly, Cleveland screaming, fans loud as hell, double teams. I don't know if you've noticed, but the teams are starting to double from his blind side because they know he spins back the other way. So they're starting to come. They're starting to come. Yeah, they're starting to come. So come playoff time, if they don't do it by game 1, they'll definitely be doing it by game 2. How is he going to respond? Is he going to be Is he going to self-sabotage the team and just blow up like he did against the Clippers? We don't need him to drop 40 and 20, but we need him to play good. So that's my concern. And I just think I'm concerned with Jalen Brunson's leg, man, his foot, dude. If there's no structural damage and he still can't play, it's probably some kind of lingering issue. It's
plantar fasciitis or whatever it's called.
Or bone bruise or some kind of thing where it's
it won't go away. But it's so many. They've been playing so many minutes this year. It's like mind-boggling to me how he does it. And then he gets on the podium and says, "Oh, we're load managing your questions to rub it in." Like, bro, you can't be this arrogant when your star player is literally on the bench because your lack of load management, and then you go on the podium because you got a burner and you're on Twitter to talk shit about load management. Like, we see you, Tibbs. But D-Lo said something interesting the other night, man, and it was about Tibbs making an adjustment, to get him out of his groove. He said they started trapping him, right? So he got up at half court. Took the 3 ball away from him, kind of made it more difficult for him. I see teams doing that shit to Brunson in the playoffs, right? Trapping him as soon as he gets over half court, just making other guys make plays. RJ Barrett's going to have the ball in his hand in this playoffs. I don't know how that's going to go, but I can't see a reputable NBA coach saying Brunson and Randle beat me. They're going to double team Randle. They're going to trap Brunson. And Grimes and RJ is going to be forced to beat them, and that's what I think is going to happen in the playoffs. You're going to have to make shots.
What would you do? Would you like Miami did, like they doubled and hedged Brunson and let Randle go off, or would you let Brunson go off and let Randle kind of?
Nah, I don't want Brunson to go off. Randle's so erratic, bro. Like quarter to quarter, you don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
I'll let Randle go off, bro, and live and die with that shit. But I think they're going to take away both of them. I think they're going to really like double team.
I don't think you can. I'll push back there. I don't think you can take away both because Randle's so physically imposing. If you let him go one-on-one,
I mean, but think about who these guys play. Like maybe in the first round, not necessarily, but like
there's one thing that I can take away from the product this year. There's very few teams in the NBA that can match up with him. There's very few.
Randle.
Look, Harrison.
He's LeBron, bro. He's
Harrison Barnes could guard him, right? But other guys, Kawhi Leonard and those guys, they can guard him. Marcus Morris, they can guard him.
Not
every team has that. These guys are very string bean kind of stretch fours that can't really handle.
Yeah, like the Cavs don't got nothing for Randle. Toronto, tough matchup. Clippers, like anybody with a lot of wings, a lot of strength, a lot of athleticism, bro, is a tough matchup for Randle because they just have so many bodies that they could throw it. He probably got frustrated at the fact that the Clippers could just throw so many different wings in him.
I'm saying he gets frustrated the first time ever the entire season, and he melts down like a baby, dude.
Right, with a little, yeah.
Have you ever seen Julius Randle have a horrible first half and then turn it around in the second half?
Nah. Bad game.
Once he's out, he's out.
Yeah, he's not that kind of guy, bro. It's not he can't flick a switch and just get to where he gotta go, bro. He gotta start hot.
Back, but not him.
RJ, yeah, RJ does, and RJ, man, RJ, bro. RJ needs so much opportunity to have a decent game, bro. He can't pick his spots. It can't be a marginal opportunity game for RJ to have a good game. He needs mad shots. He needs ball handling opportunities. He just needs everything right to have a good game. I think
there's an upper echelon of shot creators and shot makers in this league, and RJ Barrett will most likely never be there.
No.
And I was watching, like for instance, I was watching, and these I'm not talking about guys who can just hit jumpers. I'm talking about like Devin Booker last night, right? Mm-hmm. This is a guy that understands going downhill how to hit off the glass, and I think RJ, he had a great game because his touch was good. But it's like a golfer with RJ. It's like sometimes he's got a good putter and sometimes he's completely cold. Like I can't celebrate or get frustrated too much with him because at this point it's Josh Hart's backcourt, bro. Like RJ Barrett's glorified Elfrid Payton. Like I don't know if anybody. No, I'm serious. I'm very serious.
Yeah, nah, you're right, bro.
No, I'm very serious because. Not because of the talent level, but because of the rotation. Josh Hart, just like Derrick Rose, comes in the game with 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes left in the half, and never leaves.
Listen, bro, the closing lineup for the playoffs, undoubtedly, if Brunson is healthy, is Brunson, Quickly, Hart, Randle, and Mitch. Or even Hart might close game, bro. But he's going to go with Hart and IQ. Like, there's no doubt about it. RJ's not going to see.
Robinson had a terrible game the other night, bro.
Who, Mitch?
Terrible. He I don't know where his head was at, but he Anthony Davis was eating him alive, bro.
Probably had a little too much fun in LA, man. You know how it go when you go to LA, but
Oscars night also.
Yeah, he was probably having a little midnight fun.
Hartenstein outplayed him, bro. He just completely outplayed him. So
right.
Yes. RJ's not going to close games. You're right, because IQ is going to have to be on the floor because of what he does on the offensive and defensive end. And knowing Tibbs, he's probably going to have Josh Hart in there.
Hart's worst.
How we get to the point where
Hart's worst quality is that he's tunnel vision on these fast breaks and he turns the ball over at least once a game. That's it, though. That's literally it,
bro. Like, he gives him so many secondhand. He gets him so much secondhand opportunities, bro, that it's worth his little mistakes. Yeah. But how did we get to a point where IQ was the third best player on his team? Like how did we get there, bro?
Hard work.
Like how does that happen?
Hard work.
I mean, I don't
think anybody works harder than Emmanuel Quickly, bro.
Right.
I thought he was the best young player on the team the entire time. So
you do. I gotta give it to you. You was with IQ the whole time, bro. Absolutely. It's interesting, man. This shit is interesting to see.
And I would be with Quentin Grimes, dude. I think Quentin Grimes could do a lot more than what he's showing us on the floor, man. And regardless of what people want to say, Josh Hart is blocking Quentin Grimes from getting meaningful minutes down the stretch of games. Just
absolutely.
It is just happening.
I'll push back. I'm a champion of that. And people, I say anything remotely that's of merit in a conversation. And it's like I turned into Harvey Weinstein for saying that. Like it's ridiculous. But it's like, but while Josh Hart is taking those minutes, it's not like Grimes' minutes are development minutes. He is there to play defense. He's Reggie Bullock. He's there to play defense. He can drive.
He got so much more in his bag, though. Like
that's what I'm saying.
There's no development. He's not taking anything away from him. So at this point, you're gonna sit on the bench. And for me, it's like I'm watching Grimes and I'm like, this year was supposed to be a showcase year for you, and it's not. And in the vacuum, that's not good. That's not good for him. That's good for the Knicks. The Knicks are better off. The Knicks are winning more games. But like I said, man, it does change the way I look at this team. They're completely a win now team. They do have flexibility that allows them to get a little bit better. But for the narrow, for right now, you gotta really, I mean, at minimum, push 6-7 games. And I'm being nice. You really got to, man. You really got
to. They got to get out. They got to get out the first round.
So Celtics lost to the Rockets last night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the schedule right now. We got the Blazers, then we got the Wolves, and Edwards is playing his ass off, and then we got the Magic. Magic is always scary. Then we got the Heat and the Wizards. So the next 5 games, it's a toss up, bro. We can't predict what will happen. You know, it's definitely a toss up. Yo, if I'm Grimes, bro, I don't know. I can't predict who gets paid now with Hart. I don't.
Well, that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to talk about.
You can't pay everybody.
That's the elephant in the room. You can't pay Emmanuel quickly, extend Emmanuel quickly, pay Josh Hart, and then bring in another win now player.
Who's gonna have a better career? Who's gonna have a better career? Answer me this: Quinn Grimes or Josh Hart?
Quinn Grimes by far, not even fucking close.
Absolutely.
Why?
Not even close.
Why?
He's just the more talented player. You just see the talent. You see his off the dribble talent. You see his shooting talent.
He's
already a 3-level scorer
already, and he's 22 or 21 or something. Josh Hart's 27.
Yeah, QG is a potential 3-level guy. Easy if you just put the ball in his hands.
Wasn't QG a blue chip?
We have a weird coach, bro. We have like a very strange. He's so strict on his philosophy that he limits the talent of these guys. Like, you know, I'm gonna say the boogeyman named Cam Reddish. Chauncey Billups is playing Cam Reddish at the 1, kind of letting him make his mistakes, letting him do his thing freely, right? You got Quinn Grimes. Quinn Grimes can play a 1, 2, and 3. He could create off the dribble, shoot. He could do from all 3 levels. The dude could cook if you give him the chances and have him make mistakes. Same thing with Quick. We're seeing Quick's bag now, but look how many years it took for us to see Quick's bag. Obi, you know, as soft as Obi is, Obi probably has some more shit that he needs to do in his back too. So it just, you can't. I know the team is winning. I understand it. I get it, Knicks fans. But these guys are so limited in terms of what they can present on the court. It's crazy. We'll never know what these guys can do until they leave the Knicks.
I think I want to push back on that. I think that a lot of this is a function of the NBA needing another team, bro. There's
just too much talent.
There's so much, bro. James Wiseman just went to Detroit. And then he's putting up 21
and pushed Durant off the court because I'm sure Durant ain't playing that many minutes.
He's playing backup big minutes, but it's like
all situations, in my opinion. I think Wiseman
needs a new start. You could argue that Quinn Grimes needs more of an opportunity. RJ Barrett is not a third option player. He should probably play with more of the ball in his hands. So there's an excess of talent on this team, and it's not the way that Tibbs wants to operate the team is very confined to winning and winning at all costs. And nothing to me proved that more than when we played the Pistons earlier this year and he took out Obi to put in Hartenstein to beat Jalen Duren as an 18-year-old in New York City. And I was just like, you know what? This is not a developing team. This is a win now team, and that's what they are.
Yeah, but shout out my man Knicks take Jake. He in the chat. He was saying that, you know, these guys put winning over common sense. Like tonight is a prime night to see if you can get Randle a night off. Right? He's played every game. The guy got to be exhausted. You're getting close.
Last game of the
playoffs. Last game of the road trip, and you're gonna run this guy out there. Like, come on. Like this is common sense. And then you get on the podium. I say it again. You get on the podium and dig at load management and make fun of load management. But when Jalen Brunson can't play in the playoffs, what you gonna say then? It's like he's like, you know, some people just don't have a sense of reality. Like the Derrick Rose injury hasn't hit him yet, and it's been 15 years. Like he doesn't understand the implications of that injury with his career and what that did to that Bulls team overall. Like, bro, because you didn't take him out up 13 under 2 minutes, it affected your career. It affected that Bulls team. It affected everything. Like, you have to understand this. Like, you have to learn from your mistakes and adjust. You do the same thing over and over again. It's called what? Insanity. I don't understand, man. And then people love Tibbs, bro. You can't tell people nothing about Tibbs. They love him. They swear by him. But when he does stuff like this, bro, I would love to see this team with just a competent, regular thinking coach that got common sense, bro. That's it.
All right. Before we share this question, salute to the chat. Hit that thumbs up. That's how we get the algorithm to go. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. We're 18 people short of our goal of 500. We can get to 500.
And subscribe. If you ain't subscribed, man, support Toxic Boys. Hit subscribe.
If we can get to 500 before the playoffs, that'll be great because then we can bring on guests. We're going to stick to it. I don't want to bring on a guest. We only have 480 people. I want to bring on a guest. We have 500 people, so it's worth their time. So hit that thumbs up button. Like, subscribe, share this. We appreciate everyone in here. We definitely have the smartest chat because you guys aren't prisoners of the moment. You guys don't shake ass, and you guys hold people accountable and always strive for better. So salute to you guys. Now I'm going to share a question from our very own, where is it? Angel from Philly. Who has the higher ceiling if all these players play an average of 30-plus minutes? All right, I'll go first because it's important to note the words. So who has the highest ceiling? It's not who's the best player, who's going to be the best player. It's just the highest ceiling. Obi Toppin for me. All right, Jay, what do you think?
That's playing 30 minutes or playing marginal minutes?
Who has the higher ceiling if all of these four players play 30 minutes?
Not all 30 minutes are the same. I have to say that.
Dog.
Because if Obi plays 30 minutes, it's a different animal than any four of those guys. Any three of the other guys.
It's definitely hard.
He doesn't play. That's why.
Just a different animal.
It's either QG or Obi. I go QG.
I think Quickly needs the ball in his hands to really reach his ceiling, and that's up to an NBA team to really to determine that. So I'm going to take out IQ, even though I think IQ is our best two-way player. I'm also going to take out RJ because
RJ's a bum.
Yeah, with all the flashes I've seen,
he's a bum. He gets the ball. He plays 30 minutes and has high usage.
Yeah, it's just too methodical and it's not efficient enough. I think Quentin Grimes has to refine his game a little bit more, man. He probably needs another offseason. And Obi's in the same bracket. I'd probably say right now the highest ceiling is IQ, but like I said, all three of those guys except for Obi have had their moments for not the majority of the season. They pretty much played upwards of 25 to 30 minutes, if not more. And Obi's the only one who hasn't. So I think that Obi's ceiling relative to where he is now, obviously with 30 minutes, is going to propel him to another class of player that you're just not used to categorizing Obi Toppin in.
I mean, listen, we're talking ceiling here, right? So my argument for Obi is that he's 6'9", okay? He's a 1% athlete in the NBA, clearly. He's a beast on the athleticism from not just his jumping ability, but his endurance, how fast he is from end to end.
He's been playing really good defense lately as well.
Yeah, he plays he can play defense. He doesn't need the ball to be effective.
Jumpers falling.
He's literally the most out. He's like the most out of his comfort zone because he's proven he can hit the three, and he's proven that he can dunk on anybody. Right?
I hate Obi Toppin threes. I hate them.
Listen,
He put the ball on the court now too. He put the ball on the court.
I wish they would have handled him so differently, bro.
Yeah, well,
this goes back to having a traditional coach. Like, he's a regular thinking coach. Like, you can't draft the National College Player of the Year and then stick him in the corner like Sean Marion, like a spot-up shooter. You can't. Like, no normal thinking person would do that. Obi got so much potential. You got so much talent in him. You need to hone that talent. Forget what Julius Randle is. You need to work on that talent. There's no reason why they can't play together. Like, you have to make that happen. A lot of teams play non-shooters, but they make it work. Like, there's no reason why you should limit him for a RJ. Like, RJ's a bum, bro. We know RJ is. It's clear as day. There's so many mysteries that we have with these players. We don't know what they can really do, and it's sad, bro. It's sad. Right. But shout out to Tom Thibodeau in the name of winning, I guess.
All right, let's go to another question. This one comes from JJ. Ari, if you want to highlight it. JJ asks, how important is getting the 5th seed from Brooklyn to you guys? I'll start. I think it is important because I think if we can avoid Philly or Boston in the first round, I think it would allow our guys to kind of get their feet wet without getting swept. And I think if you drop 1 or 2 on the road to Cleveland, the series ain't over. I think if you drop 2 to Philly on the road, you're not beating those teams 4 out of 5 times. So I think it is important to get the 5th or the 4th seed. I think it does make a difference.
I think it's crucial. I think it is I think if they get the 6th seed, they have no shot. They get the 5 seed, 40% shot. I guess.
Yes,
But I wouldn't prioritize health over it.
Yeah, I think they have to get the 4th or 5th seed as well.
I wouldn't prioritize Brunson's health. I would prioritize Brunson's health over that.
Absolutely. You can't value winning games down the stretch and seeding over these guys just being healthy in the playoffs. We want to see a good showing. I want to see a complete Knicks team go out there and try to win a series. I don't want to see a hobble Brunson or a tired Randle. I want to see everybody going at the same time. So we'll see, man. I really can't stand these like fake rivalries that we got. Like, I don't care about the Nets. I don't care about the Lakers. These guys they're not even our rivals. If you want to talk about rivals, talk about Indiana, talk about Miami. And they're not even rivals because it's been 25 years. We don't have any rivalries. Right?
The Hawks probably is the only team that we really.
The Hawks is the closest rivalry that we got after one series. But these Knicks fans haven't seen nothing, bro. They've been watching the team for 5 years. They don't know what success is. They don't know what winning team ball is. They don't know what a rivalry is. They have no clue.
Yeah,
we played the Pacers and the Heat damn near the whole 90s. That's how we got to be a rivalry with them. That's where it comes from. Like, year after year, we played the Pacers for like 3 years straight in either the semifinals or the Eastern Conference Finals. And then we played Miami pretty much 3 years straight on top of that. So they became fierce rivalry. That was an actual playoff battle. Like, this regular season Twitter space shit is fake. I don't care about the Lakers. I don't care about the Nets.
Like I say, they call it the regular season for a reason. It's regular. The regular season. It happens every year. You play 82 games. It's just regular, bro.
Facts. I want to see a team adjust and strategize for Tom Thibodeau for a week and see what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't make it meaningless, but you have to put these things in perspective. You can't, like, the whole conversation about jumping out the window. It's like the window is closed. Tip off game 1. Like, you get down 4-0. There's no window. Like, you got to score 5 points before you get down more.
I don't know. I just hope this doesn't turn into the almighty 4 seed remix. I just don't. Listen, we have Brunson. So we have Brunson and IQ's development. The team's a lot better. But the real question I want to ask you guys, and I've been thinking about this, is like what Jay mentioned earlier. Like, you can't just like pay everybody. Like, you can't just like pay Hart 4 years, $60 million.
You can delay IQ.
You can't extend IQ.
You
right?
can delay it.
You got a year for IQ, yeah. You should have did it for RJ. You should have did it for RJ, but go ahead, Art.
Yeah, so I mean, you could delay it, I guess, but are they really going to want to delay it? Either way, it's like, and if you do bring back them both too, like if you're Obi Toppin and Quentin Grimes, you kind of know that you're not even really part of this future, honestly, because unless you Obi has no shot because he doesn't play. Unless Quentin Grimes starts being a flamethrower or out, like basically Quentin Grimes is competing against Emmanuel quickly, honestly, because they're going to re-sign Quentin Grimes.
You think they're in the star hunt? You think the star is like a thing for them still?
Oh, 100%.
So if a star is still a thing for them, like how we don't have to talk about re-sign. Like they have to make a trade this summer. Like they got to make this trade has to happen this summer. You got the picks. You got the guys before they hit big contracts. They coming off a great season. You have to complete something. If you're still hard starving, you got to happen this summer.
I don't know. It has to be the right guy though. You're not going to trade. What's going to eventually happen just based off of what everything looks like, is going to be RJ, Obi, Deuce McBride, and a shit ton of picks for a superstar. And if they play real ball, they're going to throw in Quentin Grimes there also because
they're going to want IQ, bro. IQ is going to be the guy that a Jerry West is going to want.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to like. I think that's where Quentin Grimes comes in because
you know who my guy is. I want Kawhi.
Kawhi, he ain't leaving LA, bro. It ain't happening. He'd be perfect for this team, but it ain't. I think Paul George is more realistic than Kawhi.
The Knicks should just sign Jalen Brown in 2024 and don't give up anything and just clear cap space for Jalen Brown or move RJ and give up no picks. That's what they should do. If they were smart, that's what they would do. I think Jalen Brown's a perfect fit on this team, two-way wing. He's also kind of like Jalen Brunson. He's playing second fiddle. He got a lot more to his bag than when he's showing in Boston, dude. I saw him granted, it was the All-Star game, so you can't take that much into account, but he's got some, like, he could dribble, like, he got some handles, like, he could make moves, he could get separation. He got a good step back.
Is he a big dog for Randle, though? Because Randle, my whole sticking point with Randle is Randle needs to play with somebody that he just absolutely respects and that is the bigger dog to him. Is he a big dog for Randle?
Absolutely.
Can he sit Randle down and say, yo,
I don't think anyone younger than Randle could sit him down unless it's like Giannis, Luka, unless it's like the top or whatever. Like, no one younger than him is going to tell him.
Dame Lillard probably. But,
Dame's older than him, but yeah.
The Knicks got it. I was thinking about this the other day. The Knicks, let's say they wanted to go get Dame Lillard. Now, Cam Reddish is on the Blazers. I know y'all hate Cam Reddish. Based on what Cam Reddish is telling Dame Lillard, do you think he has any inclination of want to be a Knick based on the treatment of Cam Reddish by Tom Thibodeau? Probably not. And I'm sure Cam Reddish has a lot of friends throughout the league that he's been spreading this gospel to. So this is what happens when you insulate your team and hire a coach like Tom Thibodeau and shit on guys and limit guys' minutes and roles. They go to other teams, they communicate with different players, and then you can't get in a situation to get a Dame Lillard because Dame's gonna be like, I ain't fucking with Tibbs. Why would I do that? Look how he treats his players. So white ass.
Cam Reddish.
Why you have on a Jazz jersey, Lefty?
Just want to fuck with people.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't blame you. These Knicks motherfuckers are crazy.
These motherfucker win ghosts.
Shout out to the unemployed Knicks Twitter fans that do 15 million spaces a day and claim they got shit to do.
Yo, hit that thumbs up button, everybody. If you're new here, like, subscribe, and share. We the Toxic Boys. We give a little different perspective, more of a long-term team building, continuous contender type perspective.
This Knicks team is the best Knicks team we've had in 12 years, and you guys are talking about roster construction.
Enjoy the team. Enjoy
the ride. Look, you can do multiple things at once, jackass.
Yeah, we can talk about the long term.
We actually go to work and cover the team.
Right. You have an actual job. The silver lining for the Knicks, man, the Mavs pick is looking better and better, man. So if we get our ass whooped in the first round, cool. If that pick is in the lottery, bro, I'll be ecstatic, man. I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like.
What would you rather have? I'm about to fuck you up right now. Someone's gonna screen record this shit. Ari and Jay, what would you rather have? The Mavs as a lottery pick, or the Knicks win a first round series but get smoked in the second round?
Don't ask me that question. Skip me, bro. I'm gonna get in trouble.
I'm about to get you guys killed.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Ari, what would you rather have? The lottery pick or the Knicks win a first?
That's a good question, though.
What lottery pick?
Chat. What we doing?
11, 12. Wait,
11 or 12?
It's top 10 protected.
No, I'd rather win the first round then because we're projected at 15 already. So it's like it's 4 spots worth of playoff series win.
Chat, if you want the pick, put pick. If you want the playoffs, put playoff win. Which I want, the lottery pick or the playoff win.
Obviously, they're not correlated, but
I mean, top 5 pick. It's not. I take the pick all day. Like,
in this draft, bro, a top.
Not even a question.
12 pick. A top 12, 11 pick in this draft might be a good player, bro.
Because it's also not like this team loses anything. Like, they just don't go a step further. It's not like we lose any players. Like, it's not like we're any worse than what we actually are.
So
You know what I'm
JM
saying?
wants to win, which I think. CT Pittman says both. Shout out to OGCT was
Yusuf
good.
believes Yusuf's on my wave. Yusuf's on my wave.
Both.
Son
Said
said
only if
playoff
it's
win.
top 5. I'm
Both.
cutting it off at like 6 or 6, 7, maybe. Top 5, I do it. Outside of that, nah.
I mean, it's
Playoff win.
completely hypothetical. It's not.
What would you want, Poppa Left?
If the Knicks collapsed and made a play-in right now, and they were down by 4 with a minute to go, you bet your ass I'm rooting for that loss. Get my pick back from Josh Hart. I don't give a fuck.
I
don't
they
care,
Those
bro.
will probably be
If
out
you
the door.
could barely win a play-in game, if you lose the first play-in game at home, give me that fucking loss and give me 3 picks in this draft. If we play the Wizards as a 7 seed and they're a 10 seed, give me a fucking pick. Give me all the picks. Give me the Mavericks pick. Give me my pick. Give me the Wizards pick. Give them all. Because if you can't win a fucking play-in game, then stop wasting my time, bro.
And you got maxed out. I don't see how a team. I don't see how they pivoted so far from the draft after a couple years. Like, yo, you got quickly from the draft. You got.
By the way,
Mitch.
The Miami Heat are only 3 back of us.
Yeah, and Jimmy Butler could freaking lose his mind and get his team in order quickly. But you got so much talent
They're
from
not
the
that
draft.
good, bro. They're not that good.
They're not that good. You got so much talent from the draft the last couple of years. Why do you pivot so far away from the draft in the name of winning now? Like, you got some nice guys, man. You pick some good players. You got some players that fit into the tip system that have done their thing. Why is the draft the boogeyman?
They told you that. They told you this. They told you this at the beginning of the year. They said we're in a uniquely flexible position to develop and compete.
Yeah, and then once they traded a pick for Josh Hart, they're really going into competing, dude. And that's
the next move is ahead of them. The Josh Hart move from day one signaled RJ Barrett is bye-bye.
You think they're really going to trade the golden child in New York?
Get no golden child, bro. Maybe of like 60% of the fan base, but he's no golden child. Of Nick's Twitter, yeah, Nick's Twitter. RJ Barrett's like a hot steaming topic. But in Leon Rose Tibbs land, no. Like, he's a role player, bro.
Dude, I have other friends that are living like Miami and that are just like LA and just like in different parts of the country. Like RJ, they barely even know who the fuck RJ Barrett even is, honestly. Like, they know of him because he played with Zion at Duke. But like, no one's like afraid of this guy. Like, no one thinks like no one's like he's balling out. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen,
yeah, we know
that RJ Barrett. If RJ Barrett pulled out a gun at a strip club on Instagram Live, maybe like
nobody would care. That's a good
nobody
point.
give a shit.
That's a good point, bro. Nobody would care, bro.
No one would give a shit.
Yeah,
He would not get counseling. They would just wave his ass and that'll be it.
I think it's a combination of him just not having the skill set, but also him not really getting an opportunity to develop it the right way. I think it's both. I don't think he's ever going to be.
I think it's his jumper. If he can fix his jump shot, he's a different player.
Yeah, he has no touch, bro. I was gonna say that. He has no touch, man.
Quite the thing not to have when you're
a shooting guard. Like,
when you're shooting guard.
Yo,
he just needs to shoot better. He needs to shoot better.
I just need to be.
I'm not a big bag guy. I don't care how you do it. There's a lot of ugly basketball players that got a good shot. He just doesn't have a great bag, and he doesn't have a great shot.
But he could get to the rim. Got to give him that credit.
Get to the rim, but
Ari,
if you lead with your right hand and lead with your shoulder, you could get to the rim.
No, I used to get to the rim at will.
I know you do, because
not anymore.
You just get anybody can get a step and dip their shoulder and go with their strong hand. What are you doing?
He's a big, strong guard. Yeah, he's a big, but he has no touch around the rim. So, like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I feel like touch is so touch is not something that you could really. I mean, you could work on it, obviously, but it's kind of like a
Jerry Stackhouse film. RJ Barrett watching Jerry Stackhouse film.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's
I don't know.
Who said that? CT Pittman? Who said that?
Supreme Kai.
Shout out to Supreme, bro. That's a good one, man.
Supreme. I haven't seen you here. Yet. So I think maybe you should subscribe to the channel, Supreme.
Yeah. So
I don't see that 482.
Isn't he a coach?
Oh, we got one. We got a 483. Supreme. If I don't see that 483, go to 484, dude. I may have to block you. No, I'm just kidding.
Jerry Stackhouse coaches at Vanderbilt now.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. He's been doing his thing, bro.
We're good.
I agree, Supreme. He has no mid-range pull-ups, bro. I would love to see Quentin Grimes with RJ's opportunity, bro. I feel like RJ gets so much opportunity to be trash, bro. I just want to see somebody else with his shots. Like, just give me somebody else with his shots, bro. Like, Cam Reddish is showing you what he can do with shots. We need Quentin Grimes to show us what he can do with shots quickly. We just need somebody else to take the shots that RJ takes, please. It's not even watchable, bro.
Let me ask you a question, Jay. Realistically, forget about contracts, forget about any of that stuff. Lou Dort or RJ Barrett on this team, on the Knicks team, not overall.
All right, I'm picking RJ.
Okay. All right.
But there's no like, it's not a huge difference. It ain't really a huge difference, bro.
You said
like,
you're picking RJ
big
over Lou Dort?
Bro, it's not that big of a difference, bro. RJ ain't imposing his will on a game like Jason Tatum. Like, he's a role player.
Lou Dort shuts down. He's a great defender. And when you have Brunson and Randle on the team, you know.
It ain't that big of a difference.
This conversation is terrible for the brand, fellas. This is not where we need to be.
I asked Jay a simple question.
Let's look at the schedule.
From Brooklyn. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is terrible.
I'll be right back.
We going Toxic Boys group chat right now. This is definitely a Toxic Boys group chat show.
Yeah, that shit. I don't think people can handle that. People think the timeline is scary. That group chat's a scary place.
That group chat is crazy.
All right, Knicks play the Blazers, right? They come home. They play the Nuggets Saturday. Is that a win or a loss?
Loss, bro. Fuck no, they can't beat the Nuggets. Hell no.
Nuggets lost 3 in a row.
Nah, it don't matter. They gonna whoop the Knicks ass.
It's
but
also
we definitely got
matinee on a Saturday. That's terrible.
Minnesota for sure.
Minnesota, that's a win. At the Garden, that's a win.
Absolutely.
Knicks at the Heat, I feel like the Heat owe them one.
We whooped the Heat ass last time, man. But Brunson did play. It's all about if Brunson is playing or not, bro.
Knicks at the Magic.
Toss up.
That's a win. Rockets at the Knicks. That's a win for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Heat at the Knicks. I think the Knicks will split those two games. I find it hard to imagine the Knicks sweep the Heat all year. Knicks at Cavs.
That's a loss.
Wizards at the Knicks.
That's gonna be a tough one too. That might be a tough one because the Wizards might be trying to get into the playoffs.
Knicks at the Pacers. Pacers look god awful recently.
Yeah, Pacers is done, bro.
Knicks at Pelicans.
And then, they got through the February 20th gauntlet, bro. They got through that.
The regular season. Yeah, the regular season's done, bro.
Yeah, they did their thing, bro. They won through that schedule, man. They proved me wrong, so I got to shout out the Knicks, man. They did their thing, bro. But it's just you hobbling into the playoffs. So was that shit worth it? You know, but they definitely.
By the way, last time the Knicks did make the playoffs, they were showing warts at the end of the year, if you remember.
Right.
The Spurs game, they were down by like 15. The Charlotte Hornets game where Graham missed a 3 at the buzzer, and then the Celtics game when the Knicks were up they needed a win to clinch the 4 seed, and they were up by like 13 with like 4 minutes left, and they blew the lead. So they were already slowing down. Like Derrick Rose was getting hurt at the end of the year that year.
Yeah, Derrick Rose was burnt out by the time got to the playoffs.
You can't play with a playoff intensity for 82 games, dude, and expect you to peak at the end of those 82 games. It's like, look at Kawhi. The guy played half the season, but now he's starting to ramp up. We lost you, Jay. Now he's starting to ramp up, and now he's playing the best basketball of the season a month before the fucking playoffs start. So That's the way. That's the way teams that are contenders. That's what they do. They don't play for the regular season. They play for the playoffs. Now I understand this Knicks team has to start somewhere, and we need to make the playoffs. I get it, but like, not at the cost of development, not at the cost of playoff success. It's just like, what are you going to burn yourself out just to get washed in the first round?
Let me ask you a question. Let's look past the playoffs right now. What we got going on? September 1st. What does this roster look like? How many people? Who do you think's back, and who do you think they target to improve the roster by September 1st?
Lillard is playing tonight, by the way.
Oh, good, happy. So, how do you think the roster looks, Ari?
It's good for me too because he's going to guard IQ, and I got a crazy parlay. But who do I think is going to be back in September?
Yeah, like who do you think they bring back? Who do you think they target in the summertime? Like, who do you think goes?
I think part of that is the playoff success. If they actually win the first round series and they, let's say they end up the 5 seed, all right? They beat Cleveland, let's say, just hypothetically, they beat Cleveland, then they play probably the Bucks, and they lose to the Bucks in, let's say, 5 or 6 games, let's say, right? They're going to make a move sooner rather than later. They're going to add pieces to this team, which means that someone has to get moved because you don't have the salary cap. You just don't have the space. I don't think it's going to happen this summer. I think it's going to happen at the deadline next year.
The reason why I think it happens this summer is that I'm a guy that believes the picks, if you don't use them, you lose them. So before the draft, you got so many picks in this one draft. I feel like you're gonna have to use these picks that you have because these are a huge chunk of the checks, of the treasure chest.
Did you guys hear this Damian Lillard clip?
What are you talking about? Investing in your guys and shit?
Nah, he ripped the NBA, bro. Listen,
everything is constantly changing, but like I feel like I play for the love of the game. Like I want the competition. I want to know what it feels like to win. I want to see my teammates do well. I want to see my teammates get paid. Like I enjoy the bonding part of it. Like we spend more time with each other than anybody. But now it's like that don't count. Regular season don't count. Get a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy's the MVP. This guy did this. He the first. It's like, bro, what is this stuff? Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to make it about my situation, but I was talking after a game like a week ago, and I was just like, they was asking me about Dame, but like to win a ring, and I'm like, bro, I don't need to prove to y'all that I want to win a ring. Why the hell do I play? Like, I don't need to prove that to y'all, but we cannot keep acting like, while I understand we play to win championships, we all want to win a championship. We can't keep acting like nothing matters. Like the rest of the stuff, the journey doesn't matter.
Put that phone down. Put the volume, but just don't show the video, just in case.
There's so many ways that the league is different. There's so many ways, and I think about it all the time where I'm like, man, I don't know if I can just play a long, long time because I don't enjoy what the NBA as a whole is becoming.
What does he mean by that? Yo, talk to Dame, bro. What a leader, man.
He doesn't want to be judged by his lack of fucking accolades and playoff success.
Yeah, it sounds like he's getting a lot of. He's just tired of hearing it. He's tired of hearing this shit. Because here's the thing, and I relate to it as a master of my own craft. When you can expose and manipulate what others are exposing and manipulate, and you choose not to do that, and you have integrity, that is a frustrating place to be in. So what Damian Lillard is basically saying is like, I could have ring chased with the best of them in my prime and fucking have 3 rings, and you would all be like, yo, Dame is Steph Curry, Dame is this, Dame is that. He didn't do that. And for him to get backlash from it and to be like, oh, the Blazers suck and Damian Lillard's overpaid and da-da-da-da-da, all those things, and like, it doesn't matter, you don't got any wins in the playoffs. He's looking at him like, yo, like, I did this shit the right way. Nobody else is on this on this side of things. Everybody else is ring chasing. And I think he goes on to talking about how, the younger players coming in the league are really entitled. I think he has a point. I think he has
Also,
a point.
he came from a
I think
mid-major.
the NBA product needs help. And honestly, by the way, I know we talk about the playoffs kind of like jumping up and jumping up in intensity, but I was very disappointed with the NBA playoffs last year. Like up until the finals, bro, you had a game 7 of the war of the Suns versus the Mavericks, where the Suns lost by 40 at home.
Yeah.
Like this league is becoming a 3-point shooting contest, and guys don't have they run and hide. The second that shit gets difficult for them, they run and
Randle.
Yeah.
Randall.
Facts. No, listen, that's what Greg Popovich said. He said the game is changing. He doesn't like the way the direction's going. But I think Dame said that to kind of defend himself because he knows his legacy is he's never going to be in the same breath as any of those guys. Because
I'd rather be Dame. I'd rather be Dame than Kevin Durant, bro. I don't respect Kevin. I don't count Kevin Durant's rings.
Kevin Durant's looking real weak over time,
bro. He looks he's a wave hopper, bro. It's like dudes that work, for certain space at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then go over and do a space for 5-6 hours until 7 o'clock at night, and then they say they got jobs in between. It's that type of situation.
Yeah, but
Kevin Durant, I don't respect his career. I'd rather have Dame Lillard's career, bro. He's loyal. He's done his thing. He got some legendary playoff moments, game winners. He's done his thing, bro. He's done his thing.
Shot over Paul George, the Dame time.
Don't let a Knicks fan talk shit about Damian Lillard because all we got is legacy. That's all we got. We got legacy players. So don't let Knicks fans talk shit about Damian Lillard, please.
Yeah, I don't know. KD's the top talent ever, but yeah, I understand from a mentality spec. Listen, Kevin Garnett went through the same thing. It took him like 14 years to finally get traded to the Celtics.
He got no rings, man. To me, Kevin Durant, none of that shit counts.
You said Garnett.
Philly looks good, bro. Philly's starting to ramp up a little bit, man. Philly's gonna be dangerous in the playoffs.
Yeah, they got a good. I think the biggest thing with Philly is their closers, man. Their closers are really, really precise. Like between Embiid and Harden, I don't know how you defend that late in games, man. You just gotta hope. You gotta hold your own, stay home, and hope that they miss. But I think those two.
They got McDaniels now, right? McDaniels. They have McDaniels.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw the Bucks play the Kings last night. The Kings threw everything they could at them, and the Bucks still won. And Middleton at 31, season high.
Guys are starting to ramp up, man. So the Knicks are falling off, and guys are getting better, bro. So
these
are professional winners, though. These dudes go to the playoffs every year. They understand what it takes. Poppa Left says all the time. Tom Thibodeau is the expert basketball mind in the building. And that's a problem because if Tom Thibodeau is the expert, you're not preparing for the playoffs. You're going through the regular season like my man Ari said, tenfold. So when it's time to really win, you can't win. Philly's been pacing himself all year. Now we're to a point where Harden looks sharp, Embiid looks sharp, and we get close to the playoffs. And you can tell they're ramping.
And they know it's their last. And
they know it's their last day.
Yeah, so it's so funny you say that. You know what it reminds me of? It's kind of like law school. It's like in law school, 100% of your grade is one test. It's the final, right? And there would be people that would go to class and they would study hard and they would be prepared and then they'd be like the teacher's pet, like the best person, always contributing class
and fail the LSAT.
Well. And then the test comes and everybody else studies for once in their life and now it's graded on a curve and they end up at the bottom. So you know what I mean? It's different, but yeah, that's kind of how it's like. Yeah.
So the bar change, like the passing score fluctuates.
No, I'm talking about just like in school, like the grades you get in law school.
I don't know.
It's most schools are.
I thought you were a miserable low life dumbass, according to Twitter. I'm sorry.
I'm not a lawyer, but yeah, I'm stupid. But let's wrap this shit up, right? Where we've been 55 minutes. We'll give it 5 more minutes. Let's do how about this? We'll do something new. Everyone in the chat, there's 40 of you. write some questions. Poppa Left, Jay, and myself will answer each question,
Go rapid.
and we'll go
Or
rapid.
topic.
We'll go rapid fire. So, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share. We picked up only 1 subscriber, so now we're 17 short instead of 18. You get in there. You know, we need one breaking news type thing to happen that has to do with the Knicks and jump on live and then fill it up, and we'll get to 500.
We missed our shot when we acquired John Starks.
John Starks.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
you wish. You fucking wish.
What do you guys think is going to happen while we wait for the questions? Let's talk about tonight. Knicks were minus 2.5. Let's see what they're at now.
Over under. Supreme says over under the Knicks trade for Zach LaVine.
I mean, over.
What do you
I would
mean by
say
over under?
he means yes or no. Basically, the Knicks trade for Zach LaVine.
Nah.
I'm gonna give it a fucking hard ass no.
Nah. I don't.
I think that this regime is a little bit more patient than that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could give it a hard no, but I lean towards the no.
See, I don't know if it's true that they really called Chicago this trade deadline. So.
All right, Juan.
That was show your hand here and then hide it the other place. That was basically Leon Rose showing that he's not going to give up the young players.
Right.
I know, Leon. I know you, Leon Rose. Me and you go to the same service, my friend.
All right,
Nashi, right?
Yeah, Ashkenazi, man.
Juan Sinclair asks.
Although Jay from Florida was in a wedding photo with a Jewish tallis. That blew my mind when I
I
saw.
don't know how you found that, dude.
I'll let Sasha explain to y'all one day.
All right.
But at the wedding, I guess.
All right.
What are we doing with Obi? I can't see him playing in more than 10 minutes a game. I agree with you. They're going to probably end up trading Obi. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, you got to move Obi. If it's just like you're wasting his career, you're wasting his time. You got to see what you can get from him. I think you double down on Randle. You pick Randle. Randle is your wife. You're married to Randle, so yeah, Obi's getting traded for sure.
Oh, Papa.
I think the Knicks aren't going to be forced by anybody's optics but their own.
Sure.
So I think they could very well have an Obi Toppin 15-minute show next year.
All right. Next up,
Jesus
season
Christ.
12 games left. What do you think Knicks' final season record will be?
I went through the schedule real quick. So we have this is what me and Jay have. We have 1-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 7-3, 8-3 with 9-3 tonight. I think 8-4. What do you think?
So what's that? 48 and what?
I think 8-4. So we would have. I think we have 41 wins right now, or
48, and we have 40.
So 48 and 20,
32.
and 34. 48 and 34.
34. Yeah, 34.
Good season, bro. Good
All right. Cavs versus Knicks first round. Who's winning that series? Let's assume Cavs have home court. But who do you think is winning that series?
Yeah, I take the Knicks.
Yeah, we match up well with the Cavs, bro.
I take the Knicks.
All right, I'll take the
Unless Donovan Mitchell just plays out of his mind.
I don't think that's sustainable, bro. I don't think the jump shot. I think Donovan Mitchell can get off from 3 and from the perimeter against us, but I don't think he can just blow by guys and challenge us at the rim and get 20 free throws. I get worried about like Embiid and Harden and Brown and Giannis. I get worried about guys just like debilitating our defense. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell can go off, right? I just don't think that they play through the rest of their team from 1 through 9 better than we do.
I think that Donovan Mitchell's jump shot is just as reliable as Julius Randle's late game execution in tough moments. So I don't know. It's a toss. It's a coin flip. I don't know.
I think the Knicks are a tougher team, man. All the league is talking about this shit. So
4-2, bro.
if the talent is
4-2.
equal, if the talent is equal and the mismatch is not there, the Knicks are going to win that series.
4-2 or 4-1 Knicks.
You think they're favored in that series?
Depending on how, no, it's a recency bias thing with Vegas, bro. Depending on where the records are and if they finish the season hot, yeah, they might be.
I don't know. I can't say that for sure, but maybe. I mean, I think it's a coin flip. All right, Supreme Kai.
Supreme life.
I think Chicago didn't want to pay the poison. All right, that's not a question. Who scores more points tonight? Jay, you would be the first one to answer this. Cam Reddish or Josh Hart?
Cam.
I go Cam also.
Cam. Absolutely.
I'll go Josh Hart.
Okay. We got some good questions here, man.
Cam be playing. Cam going to shoot the ball more than he normally does tonight.
That next question is good.
Cam's good for about 8 to 10 shots. If he hits his threes, he'll score more than Hart. But I also think that Hart, everybody's talking about Cam going back to playing against the Knicks, but Hart is really the one that's going back tonight. He's playing his former team in a former building. So I think Cam is dealing with a lot of pressure tonight, and it could go one or the other way. He doesn't really have a secure.
Absolutely.
I don't think he has a secured role to put the ball in the hoop. I think if Hart wants to score tonight with no Brunson, I think it's actually easier for him.
All right, that's a decent argument. I don't know if I necessarily agree, but it's a good argument. Here's a really good question. Andrew De Silva, what does the front office do if they end up with 2 picks in the lottery this year?
That's a good one, man.
Trade them with another asset and get into the top 8.
Jay,
that's interesting. Poppa Left. I think they consolidated. I don't think they want two rookies.
Same deal that the Warriors kind of pulled off to get like Moses Moody.
Yeah,
I think they do that, but try to get a win now player who's good, just because that's what they fucking do. They don't invest in the draft. It's like I think they package those 2 picks up and bring in Kuzma or some shit. Sign and trade for Kuzma. I don't know.
I've been saying the Kuzma thing for like 7 months. It just makes too much sense.
That actually was perfect segue to Joey Keys. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that definitely happening.
I think Kuzma's. I think they love.
I'm out of touch with Kyle Kuzma, man. I'll when he gets here, I'll root for him. That's all I gotta say.
You think RJ's looking for property in DC? I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get myself canceled.
RJ's a bum.
All right, we'll go through these other ones real quick. Daniel Vasquez asks, would you start IQ over Grimes next year if both are on the same team? Personally, me, I wouldn't, because I just think IQ thrives in his role. Let him why don't break something you don't have to fix something that's not broken. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do think IQ is the better player. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like their current roles right now. I feel like don't touch it if it ain't broken. So I think you keep everything how it is. And IQ can make a name for himself as a 6th man. So why would you want to mess that up quickly? Next question is good too. If they reach the second round, do you think they'll run it back?
Yeah, that's the next question. If they reach the second round, do you think they'll run it back? Absolutely.
I disagree. I disagree. I think we're all forgetting about Evan Fournier and Derrick Rose. Those guys are coming off, and I think it's.
I don't think Fournier is not coming off.
He can get off of it.
He's an expiring.
Yeah,
he's expiring. Yeah.
I mean, they said. I mean,
look, running it back meaning you retain Josh Hart. Then yeah.
Running it back means the same team, but you're adding. I think they're going to bring the same team and add.
Listen, Brian Windhorst said that they're keeping Fournier to put him in a trade for a big player.
Yeah,
he thinks that they make the trade this summer. Brian Windhorst hasn't missed in a long time. Like
Luka Doncic, baby.
Woj level in terms of.
Salute my guy John Talento in the building. Another KFTV OG. He says salute to the Toxic Boys. Question for Poppa Left. Why are you wearing a Jazz jersey, bro?
So. I wore this jersey in a music video, and I went to LA Fitness to go work out and play basketball today. And Jeff Hornacek, I got it because Jeff Hornacek was the coach of the Knicks, and I like retro jerseys. And I grew up watching Jeff Hornacek getting completely cooked by
Michael Jordan.
So.
And every 2 guard in the league.
Yeah.
Brock, I do like Jarris Walker from Houston. I think he's definitely a tips guy. Big jumbo wing, could ball his ass off. Good 3.
Last question from second half Rowan, a.k.a. Heck Brizo, a.k.a. Twin Glock. Is a competitive first-round series a successful season? In my opinion, a competitive first-round loss, I don't think that's a successful season, honestly. If everyone's healthy, I don't.
Shout out Heck. Heck
Why
is the
should
only
I?
real
Why
RJ
should I
Barrett.
think we're successful? We made a win now move at the trade deadline, gave up a draft pick. We cleared cap space and traded draft capital to bring in Jalen Brunson. Okay. Julius Randle's playing at his all NBA level. All right. We had a great regular season, won 9 games in a row, but it's okay if we lose the first round. Sorry. That's not good enough for me. Win the first round. That's success.
It's a good question. I think that my expectation coming into the season for success was 3 home playoff games in the first round. But seeing the impact that Josh Hart has on this team mentally, and Jalen Brunson, I've seen him close at like a 50% clip. You got a team on the ropes. You gotta win. If you get them on the ropes, you gotta win.
If they didn't trade Josh for Josh Hart, they didn't give up that pick.
Yeah.
Then competitive first round series, 6-7 games. Okay,
I can live with
whatever.
that. I could live with that. But knowing that I gave up my pick,
But dude, we got 10 other picks. Why y'all crying about a pick?
so
We got
for all
10
those
picks.
people, let me do this. How many picks were available to us? Right, 3. Right. So give me 1/3 of your money.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah,
Yo,
because you already have
we the only
2/3. Like, just
Yo,
give
we
me
the only team
1/3
that
of your
traded
bank
a pick
account.
this trade deadline. We're the only team that actually traded a first round pick this trade deadline. Correct?
I know. Yeah.
You can afford cable and internet with your other 2 picks, but
Yeah, it's the stupidest thing. This is why freaking everybody lives paycheck to paycheck, because they have that mentality of if you have so much of something, then just spend it recklessly. It's
yeah.
the dumbest shit ever. It's the stupidest argument I've ever
How
heard.
we don't draft kids anyway, so you don't have to draft a pick. You don't have to.
You want Joel Embiid if he's available? Why not?
Yes.
He's amazing.
Good character, yeah. I want him.
Yes.
I've met him a couple times. Kind of a dick, but nice guy.
I'm saying a good character for the
Yeah.
Perfect. He'll be like the next
Patrick
thing.
Ewing 2.0, bro.
Exactly. Absolutely.
All right, let's do closing thoughts. We'll start with you, Papa. Closing thoughts.
I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. Shout out to everybody that supports the channel. I want to see Cam Reddish go off tonight. I want to see the Knicks stay healthy, and it's kind of interesting. I said this to Jay in the chat that would literally, like, you think Twitter's bad, like the Toxic Boys group chat is terrible, bro. So I said I want to see Cam dunk on Josh Hart, run off the sideline, tell Tibbs to suck his dick, and have Alan Hahn have to call it into a timeout. If that happened tonight, I would smile. There would be so much joy. Now, the Knicks win. Obviously, you're a Knicks fan. You want the Knicks to win. But if Cam hit a buzzer beater for the sheer theatrics of a dog day ass pie day, Ides of March bullshit NBA product game, like, let's get some drama into tonight. Let's revisit this in a week and see what happened with the Cam Reddish Bowl. Now, more than likely, if I had to bet on it, I would bet that Josh Hart and the Knicks outclassed the Blazers and beat the shit out of them. But for the sheer, like, just theater of it, you can't ask for something more juicy than in a Knicks Blazers game than this. So,
Yo, shout out to CT Pittman, man. First guy to ever use the Toxic Boy, what is it, hashtag for winesbymoselle.com. My guy, CT Pittman, the #1, the first real Toxic Boy chat member, I would say, CT Pittman. CT, are you a mod? Do you have to make you a mod? We gotta make CT a mod. All right, CT Pittman's a mod next time.
Killer
Jay,
Kamikaze also. Killer Kamikaze.
Killer Kamikaze?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
No, he's just the man. He's the
Oh,
man.
yeah, no. All right, Killer Kamikaze. Is that Cassius?
No.
No? All right. You're in Killer Kamikaze. All right, Jake, final thoughts.
Yo, I want to see how the rest of the season plays out, man. Hopefully, they can get Jalen Brunson back on his 2 feet, healthy. Hopefully, he can find some rest for Randle in between some of these games, bro. You got to get him right for the playoffs. In terms of tonight's game, man, I want to see what Cam could do, man. I want to see him matched up against RJ Barrett. I want to see that talent kind of face off and see who's, who gets the upper hand tonight, man. Should be an interesting game. But again, let's see if we can get to the 5th seed. Let's see if we can get better seeding. Let's see if we get a better first round matchup, and let's see if we can compete with a coach that's going to scheme and strategize and focus on the Knicks, because it's not play hard, play our ass off, and go to the next city no more. No. We're going to get Nate McMillan now. We're going to get we're going to run into guys that have basketball acumen and can kind of strategize against us. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll definitely see what happens.
Word. My closing thoughts are pretty simple. If the Knicks traded the pick this year and we're making the playoffs, which seems to be what's going to happen,
gotta win.
You got to win in the playoffs. You have a much better chance at winning if you're in the 5 seed than the 6 seed. So get that 5 seed, get everyone healthy, win that first round series. If you get swept in the second round, in my opinion, a first round series win is still a success. It means you're building off of what you started 3 years ago. Let's not forget, this is not like the first year we have Tibbs. It's not the first year we're doing this rebuild. We're in year 3 or 4 of this rebuild. And we have one playoff appearance and no playoff wins while trying to win now. Now, if the messaging from the front office was we're trying to acquire talent, we're trying to get lottery picks, we're trying to rebuild, then there would be no pressure on the front office to actually win. But if you're signaling to the fan base that you're winning now, you make a trade at the deadline to win now at the expense of your future. Win now. Get the 5 seed. Get Brunson healthy. Give me a playoff win series, and we'll go from there. So that's my take, guys, for tonight. I'd like to see Cam drop 40 and the Knicks still win. I want to see IQ drop 41, and that's pretty much it. So salute to everyone in the chat. If you guys haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. We're 17 short of our goal of 500.
This little placard is older than some of y'all Knicks fandom, y'all casuals. Y'all wasn't even watching the Knicks in 14 and 15. Lames. Keep going.
We're 14 short. Well, no, we're 16 short. We picked up another sub. Give us 16. Get us to 500. We'll do some kind of thing or giveaway or event or whatever.
Get me to the playoffs. Sorry, this is a drag, bro.
I know. All right. For the Toxic Boys, episode 18, Ari from Manhattan, Poppa Left. You got to shake it, Jay. You got to do it. Shout out Jay Nicky.
Come on, Jay Nicky. Watch it. Watch an old school 90s Knicks playoff game for me.